Yo, this is your boy Sherry Speaks. Right before I get into this, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and also subscribe and like my boys Millaboy Gaming and Heemz Gaming videos, and subscribe to their channel for more gaming and live streaming. You might even get your boy up on there kicking some ass alongside them. Okay, just real quick, Supergirl season 4, episode 19, American Dreamer. This episode, I really like this episode. I really enjoyed the theme of the episode where Dreamer, aka Nia actually got to take the reins of National City's protector. Because as we all know, Supergirl, she's laying low, trying to clear her name. And we actually find out that she actually ends up actually doing so after finding a missing link between Amortech and Lex and Elcor. It turns out a girl by the name of Edna, who works at Amortech, and her brother Frankie, I believe, wired some money to Elcor, 5.8 billion actually, and to ship it off to Kazania for some Lex Luthering, as I like to call it. And then within that same day, Elcor received that money as well. And so that was really strange. So, as we all know, Carl worked her journalistic angle along with Alex and Murney, I'm sorry, Alex and Lena, and they tracked it all down. Of course, Edna, she was a little reluctant at first because, she doesn't, as she mentioned to Kara, you don't know what it's like to walk around with a target on your back because, Kara wanted her to access the more private files, but for that to happen, Edna would have to use her own personal ID number, to which she said what I just mentioned, the after mentioned. So, at the end of the day, she actually ended up using her personal identification number and agreeing to go on the record, which is I think which is great. And Lena actually had to deal with the fact that matter is she couldn't help, James, who was going through, his PTSD battle really, really bad, with that hair now, affecting his mood swings and things of that nature, and also not being able to find Lex. That is until the end of the episode where she finally puts everything together and realizes that a certain phrase, a pen name, a pseudonym, if you will, is a Oscar Wilde title of a book that Lex always enjoyed using. I think his name was Rumnia, and that's where they realized that they had to go to Casnia, which is where we see the evil Supergirl at. Which I can't wait to actually see that. But in this episode, we see Nia step up to the plate as I mentioned before. And it isn't just her being a hero of National City or taking Supergirl's spot for the moment. It's the fact that she has to come to terms and to grips with the fact of who she really is. A trans woman who was born to a Nelson mother and a human father, who was she specified, and I quote, saying her father gave her the spine, and her mother gave her her heart, which is very true. And also, the Children of Liberty were being run amok as usual. They actually unlawfully unstopped an alien couple where a man actually was being detained. The wife, of course, intervened, you know, and Ben told his son George, "Don't worry about that son. You can't humanize him," which is grade A parenting on his part, I must say. It's a freaking amazing what Ben is doing with his son. But I realized that George is really starting to feel a little hesitant and very uncomfortable with his actions, and I applaud him for that. He starts to realize that what I'm doing isn't the right thing. So he actually takes off his armband and actually throws it in disgust because he realizes that on one of their raids, he actually ends up detaining one of his friend Charlie. And he's like, wait a second, Charlie, wait, why didn't you tell me this? And he says, why? And Charlie goes, why do you think? Which prompts George to actually rethink all that he's done, which I think is a great thing. And but that might all change because Ben Lockwood goes home. He finds his wife's on the floor with a knife wound to the chest. So maybe that might change George's whole perspective again. Just as everything was getting ready, just as George was getting ready to change his whole perspective and get his mentality back and his psyche to order, he learns that his mother is possibly dead. And he wants to know who, but he most likely is going to point the finger at the aliens. And that's going to be terrible. But we learn how my boy James actually conquers his PTSD. Brainy proposed that, what if I just go inside his memories and I find the source of his trauma? Great idea. So he tries that. And it kind of goes back to the day that his father was killed. Him and his sister Kelly were at the funeral. And James was actually locked away in a locker so he couldn't be there for his sister and console his sister during that difficult time, which Kelly actually, never forgave James for. But we actually come to find out that actually is not the truth. James was actually locked down in the basement in a casket by these two bullies. Oh man, that has to be terrible, man. Shame on those damn kids. What's wrong with these damn kids? And so that's the reason why James was not able to comfort his sister during that very, very difficult time. And I think that patched things up for the two of them. Not to mention, boy James actually realizing that after realizing he has to control his anxiety, and his panic attacks, he can actually levitate. He can fly. And we saw that on display at the very end of the episode where Kara and Nia actually have a very off the record interview, and it takes up on the airwaves and things of that nature, and he stops the bad guys. Very, very cool. Not to mention, my boy Franklin, felt like he saved Kara's life, or she let him think that he saved his life. So, she let him think that he saved her life, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I really enjoyed this episode for the most part, because, and this is the part that really got me. At the end of the interview, Nia says, don't fear the differences. This is a new day. Everyone has this notion that, every day is a new day, but we are the new day. We have to stop fearing the differences. And I thought that was pretty cool, for whoever resonated with that message. So I really enjoyed that for the most part. This has been your boy Sherry Sweets, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you like this episode? Did you guys enjoy the video? Let me know in the comment section below, man. This has been your boy Sherry Speaks. Make sure you guys pound that like button, pound that subscribe button. I'll be at you guys again. Peace of love.